Hi, this lesson is from page 541 in your student book. The objective is that you'll be able to solve literal equations for an indicated variable. Your essential question is, what operations do you use to rearrange an equation? So a literal equation is an equation that has more than one variable. This slide is very important. Please take the time to include this in your notes. So in this lesson, you'll be using the perimeter of a rectangle equation, which is length plus width times 2, area of a rectangle, area of a triangle, the distance equals rate times time, and circumference of a circle, 2 pi times r. And so please make sure these are in your notes as you will need them in the future. All right, so in this lesson, they're asking you to find how to solve for another variable, and you'll rearrange the equation to do that. So let's start real simply with the area of any, let's say, rectangle or square. You would say is length times width. And so to solve for W, that's your goal. So you would process that thinking, I want to get W alone. So to get W alone, I need to divide both sides by length. And then on this side, the lengths will cross out, and you'll have W alone. So your final answer would be your width equals the area divided by length. Then they do get a little more complicated. For this one, use the equation for circumference, solve for radius. So here you have the equation that you should just have memorized, 2 times pi times radius. And so you'd say, I want to get radius alone, divide both sides by 2 pi, and then over here on this side, the 2 over 2 would equal 1, and pi over pi would equal 1, so radius would be alone. And then you'd have circumference divided by 2 pi equals radius. All right, this one has a few more steps. It's our equation for perimeter. Perimeter equals 2 times whatever the length plus the width is. And then they would ask you to solve for the width. So you want to get W alone. So your first step would say, oh, I see that they're multiplying 2 times inside the parentheses. So we're actually doing opposite of PEMDAS and dividing by 2 so that we can get the length times width alone. So on this side, 2 over 2 becomes a 1. So perimeter divided by 2 is left on the right, equals length times width, or plus, I'm sorry, length plus width. So then you would say, now I still need to get W alone. So I'm going to subtract by length on the left if you've subtracted by length on the right. And so your final answer would be perimeter first divided by 2. Subtract the length, and then you'd get the width. And that's it.